Troubled sleep is a common consequence of bereavement. In this film, we'll explain how you can try to manage sleep better. People don't always see the connection between losing someone, being bereaved, and a bad night's sleep. In this video, we'll explain some of the basics about sleep to hopefully shed light on this topic and help you overcome any difficulties you may be having. Sleep is such an important part of our lives, yet many of us don't pay any attention to it until we start having problems. Disturbed sleep is extremely common after any kind of stressor and is especially common after bereavement. Traumatic experiences like bereavement can cause our body and our brain to get out of sync, meaning that a deliberate effort to sleep better may be necessary. It may involve changing your entire routine, even if it was a routine that previously worked for you. Losing sleep can make everything in life seem more effortful. If you're having difficulty falling or staying asleep, this will have a profound effect upon your ability to function during the day. You may even be experiencing nightmares or disturbing dreams. This video will cover the basics of how our brain gets ready for sleep, some helpful do's and don'ts for ensuring a better chance of a good night's sleep, and some helpful techniques you can try if you're struggling to drift off to sleep. So let's start with the basics. We are all organisms that learn by association. If you have your lunch at the same time every day, your body learns to associate that time with food, and it will prepare itself, releasing digestive enzymes and sending signals to the saliva glands around that time. Sleep works in a very similar way. We need to train our brains to associate our bed with sleep. If we teach our brains that being in bed means sleeping, it will release the necessary chemicals to induce relaxation and sleep. This will mean making efforts to eliminate any associations with being awake in bed. Yep, no more looking at Facebook in bed. So turn off those laptops, put away your phones, and read that book on the couch. Many of us will have sleep patterns or habits that we have formed over our lifetime. They may have worked for us in the past, and maybe sleep has never been a problem for us. However, it could be that habits or strategies that have helped us in the past may not be helping us now or making things worse. It's not easy to change the habit of a lifetime and to come to terms with having to make significant changes in the first place. When trying to get into a better pattern of good sleeping, there are some things we can cut out which may help. It is best to try to avoid caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant which elevates our heart rate and blood pressure and makes us feel more alert. If you're used to drinking a lot of caffeine, start by reducing your intake rather than cutting it out altogether, and try to avoid it after 5 p.m. Nicotine. Many people think that smoking cigarettes is relaxing, but nicotine is also a stimulant and will keep you alert. Try to cut down on the number of cigarettes you smoke and avoid nicotine 2 hours before going to bed. Alcohol. It's not uncommon for people with sleep difficulties to have a drink to make them drowsy before bed. However, even if having a drink makes you drift off to sleep, it is likely to wake you in the middle of the night because of its high sugar content, and you're likely to wake tired and foggy-headed. Recreational drugs. Some people smoke cannabis to relax, and although this might help you in the short term with your sleeping problems, it has negative effects in the long run. Any kind of clock watching, interacting with technology is likely to stimulate you and interfere with your sleep cycle. Try not to look at your phone or tablet in bed, reinforcing the message to your brain that being in bed means you're ready to sleep. Other tips include avoiding daytime naps, minimizing noise in the bedroom, doing exercise, and getting into bed only when you feel sleepy. You may be asking, well, what if I've done all that and I still can't go to sleep? Good question. To better help your brain associate bed with sleep, we encourage the 15-minute rule. This starts with creating a routine. Much like we've mentioned before, when we eat at the same time each day, our bodies associate that time with food. We need to do the same with sleep. This means winding down at the same time each day. First, start by doing a relaxation technique about half an hour before bed. This can be simple as breathing exercises or having a hot bath. Then try going to bed. If you're not asleep within 15 minutes of lying down, get out of bed and go into another room. Do something relaxing until you feel sleepy. Repeat this cycle as often as necessary. Still awake after 15 minutes? Get up, leave the room, do something relaxing until you feel sleepy. Practice this 7 nights per week, no exceptions. The 15-minute rule can be frustrating, but ultimately you have to work hard to retune your body into getting good sleep again. It can take a few weeks to get into a better sleeping pattern, but it's worth the effort. This video has explained how our brains get ready for sleep and some helpful tips to get into a healthy sleep routine. If you're struggling to get any sleep after trying the suggested strategies, it may be worth visiting your GP to seek support.